Okay, this is Animal Paradise. Um, I'm here making another video on for our YouTube channel. I want to thank all those guys that have subscribed to our channel on YouTube. Thank you so very much. I also want to thank those guys on Facebook. Thanks so very much. If you're watching our video for the first time, please subscribe to our YouTube videos. Click the subscription button, and any video we upload, YouTube will send a notification. Now, I made a video before talking about why people say the wrong philosophy that people are propounding, saying that if you bring animals from the north to the south, that they will not survive. It's a big lie. I said in that video, I'm here to add some other points on how you can make your animals survive. There's no essence going into a business and then your stocks are dying, your animals are dying. It makes no sense. Now, the first thing you do to ensure that your animals will survive, the very first thing is carefully select the animals you want to use for your stocking or your goat business. Carefully select them. Now, I said there is a difference between slaughter animal and farming and breeding animals. If I have an animal and that animal have stayed in my farm for 6 years, 6 years, it has given birth multiple times. The vagina is already getting weak. The animal has served. Are you seeing it? It has stayed a long time to serve. What will I do to that animal? I know that the animal is expiring, or the strength is getting weaker. What will I do? I'm going to sell it to the market people. So if you who want to train animals, who want to stock animals, you now go to the market and buy. You're going to buy what the breeder, threw away. You're going to buy what I felt is out of use, or what I've used, outused. I've used it, gotten all the things, all the virtues that the animal is having. I've gotten all of them. So I know the animal is no longer and the percentage of usefulness is not high anymore. I throw it to the market. Then you go to market and pick it up and put in your farm. The animal is old. You stress it out. It doesn't have much strength to withhold that stress. So when you're stocking, don't buy animals from the market. If I have 100 animals and 20 are giving me problems, they're always falling sick, I'm going to sell it to the market people. And then you're going to see that they are very, very fine because they're coming from the farm. Their skin is fine, everything is fine. But I the farmer, know that they have issues. That's why I sold them away to the market. And you're going to buy them and carry that issue to your own farm. So carefully select the stocks. And then the major killer of um, animals when during the process of stocking, the major killer is PPR. In Nigeria, is PPR. If you buy animals and take them through stress, PPRO will start in them, or they will encounter PPRO in the process. So instead of you taking the risk, why not look for vaccinated animals? Look for animals that have been vaccinated, that have proofs of vaccination. Are you seeing it? They have proofs of vaccination, they have record. Because you can't just be investing your money and not care about securing the investment. Yeah, I want 100 goats. You just get money, you just buy 100 goats. In 2 weeks, the 100 goats are dead. So number one, carefully select the stocks that you are taking to your farm. Number two, the transportation mode. The transportation mode. Slaughter animals can be transported with trailers. Sometimes they can load cows and fill it with goats. Cows and goats will be in the same transportation. And by the time cow moves more, it press goat. The goat make meh, it press the goat. The driver doesn't care. It's his money. He want to deliver the goods and collect the money. Sometimes those trailers, because they are coming for a long distance, they can be overloaded. The animals are tied together. As they are in the vehicle, they are afraid. They are traumatized. They are stressed out. They are tensed up. And now they are not able, they are not comfortable. All those will add to their stress. And then you bring them down to your place, they are not able to withhold the test of time. So when you want to transport your animals, get a better and a comfortable source of transportation for your animals. When I go to get they go to the west to get animals, I hire a vehicle, this hires bus. They will remove all the seats. Inside will be free. Then you put your animals inside. The driver will tell you the capacity is 50, that it can carry 50 big animals. But you who doesn't want your animals to be stressed out, you can put 40. The same thing with the north. When you go to the north to get animals, they are always loading their animals in trailers, and they are always overloading it because they want more money. Are you saying they want more money? But you can find a smaller means of transportation that will take only your own. You don't have to load your animals with more other people animals. Then you bring them comfortably down to your farm. Are you seeing it? When you finally get them down to your farm, after you have gotten the selection of stock, right? You've gotten a comfortable transportation for them. Don't overload them. Don't let them press themselves. Don't let them be too long in the transportation. If they are too long, break the journey, feed them. Break the journey, feed them food and water on the way. The northern region is very dry. As they are coming, they may be tasty on the way. Break the journey. After like every some hours, you get to a place where you can park and settle. Stop. Give them water. Give them food. Let them eat. Maybe like 1 hour break. Even human beings, when they're traveling, they used to have break on the way. So give them the transit. Or they used to have transit. So give them break on the way. Let them drink food. Let them eat food and drink water, and then you continue your journey. Tell the driver to be careful. These things, they are your money. Anything happens to them, you lose money. So tell driver, Oga, take it easy. Take it easy. Be slow. That's two. Proper selection, proper transportation. Now, when they now finally get to your farm, what do you do? The first day your animal arrives at your farm, get Lucozade. Lucozade boost. No, not Lucozade. Glucose D. Glucose D is powder. It's like powder. It's like milk and also like sugar. It have milky color, but it's like sugar. Are you seeing it? Get glucose D, mix it in water. Let them drink to re-energize and revive their energy. Any animal you are taking for a journey of above 3-4 hours, let them drink glucose D. Mix glucose D in their drinking water. Enough of glucose D. Glucose D is for energy. It will revive their energy. It will give them energy. They will have energy in them. It will also help them to drink a lot of water. When they have water fluid in their system, it will help them very much. That's as they are arriving, you're bringing them into arriving from the what's it called, from the vehicle, bringing them down. The first water you give them, mix it with enough glucose, enough. If I would say a pack for 1 liter, there is no overdose. It doesn't purge them, but the more you give them, the more energy they will have. As you've done that, keep them in a quarantine area. Now, I want to state this in this video. Don't quarantine 2 goats together. If you have 50 goats, you're going to separate those 50 goats. Each one will be on its own. I've seen people who say they are on quarantine, they put 30 goats together in one place. No. Each goat should be on its own. If you are buying a goat, if you buy a goat from a long distance and you bring them down, you put them in quarantine, tie one here, tie one there, tie one there. Give number one plate for water, 1 plate for food. Give number 2 1 plate for water, 1 plate for food. Give number 3 1 plate for water, 1 plate for food. Because if you get 50 goats, 49 of them may be free of PPR while one is having it already. So if you allow all of them to drink water together, the one that is having is going to deposit the PPRO in the water or deposit the disease in the water, and the ones that are not having will take it along. Are you seeing it? So separate each one. It's not going to last for a long time. That separation is just for a short time. After you separate them for a short time, after separating them each one on its own, each one having their own plate of drinking water and plate for food, introduce antibiotics to them. I use Tylosin, I use Dexanol, I use Berenil, I use Sulfonol, I use Ivermectin. Tylosin is for cough, catarrh. Dexanol is for pain and congestion of their respiratory system. That's if their system is clogging up, where sometimes you see animals will be having problems breathing. Are you seeing it? So you use the Xanon to solve their catarrh and cough. You use Tylosine to solve their catarrh and cough. The Xanon, it reduces pain and reduces internal congestion. Sulfonol helps to fight against diarrhea. Diarrhea, in case you're going to be having diarrhea. Then Berenil helps to purify their blood. It cleanses any bacteria, any virus in their blood. It's majorly for baby meiosis. It washes their system. Just one, that is just one dose, 1 meal for that process of quarantine. Just 1 meal, 1 meal for 1 month, if I may say so. Then Ivermectin comes in. Ivermectin, you're going to give them 1 meal. But if you are buying animals from the north, you're going to use Ivermectin for a long time because most of them are not dewormed every time. Because the people who owns them are giving them dry food. The worm content in dry food is less. Dry feed. They give them dry feed. In the northern region, they don't have grasses. They give them dry feed. So because of that dry feed, they are not always deworming them because worms doesn't follow dry feed as much as it follows wet feed. So a goat that is used to dry feed for a long time, you're going to bring that goat to the south, and that very day, you're going to trim grasses. You trim grasses and feed it with grass, wet grass. That wet grass also can influence and make it have diarrhea. When a goat changes feed, it may have diarrhea because they are not used to those elephant grasses and all those common grasses in the south. They are not used to. And those grasses have worms in them. Are you seeing it? The grasses have worms in them. So when you bring them, you're going to be using ivermectin more often on them. First of all, you can introduce ivermectin the first day and introduce ivermectin 1 week after. After that one, you can introduce it every week for like 4 to 5 weeks. Depends on the condition of the animal. When you see the animal that it has a warm load, because when animal has warm loads, there are symptoms you see in them that make them have warm loads. Their haircut will be rough. Sometimes you have to check inside their eyes. You raise their eyelid like this, like this, and then you look at it. You'll be able to read it. You check if they have worms. They will be eating. They will not be getting fat. Are you seeing it? You will know that you have to follow up the warming process. The deworming process of that particular goat, you follow it up. So most of the northern goats, when they come to the south and start eating southern food, their warm load will be increasing. So you have to be able to know and then follow it up with treatments. Put them separately on their own, each goat on its own, and then deworm them properly. Use Tylosine, Dexanon, Sulfonol, Berenil. A vet doctor you're employing will know the particular meal to administer to those animals because every animal has its own meal because the meal is determined by the size of the animal. A big animal has its size, a big animal has its meal, its dosage, a smaller animal has its dosage. It's based on weight. It's written on the antibiotics you buy. That's that. Then when you bring them from the north down to the south, the southern people believe that cold doesn't catch goats. And then cold is finishing all the goats in the south. Cold is a major problem that kills them, especially baby animals. When you bring them, keep them in a place that have room temperature. Cover up the pen where you put them. If it's a room you're going to use, close the window, close the door, especially in the night. If you have a pen, if you don't have materials to cover the pen, use nylon bag, all those big polythene nylon. Cover the whole pen up. Don't follow the philosophy that says let there be ventilation, let there be ventilation. Your goats, your animals will be dying. Cold will be killing them. Are you seeing it? Cold will be killing them. So cover up the pen because the condition those guys are in the north is dry. Breeze is different from cold. I said it in one of the videos before. There is a difference between breeze and cold. A breeze is blowing, it's flying everywhere. But cold will be entering into the body, into the respiratory, into the body of the animal. Their chest will be congesting. They are not used to that weather. So you must give them, improve the temperature they are in their pen. When you relocate them, let the pen have a room temperature. Cover the body cover it appropriately. Forget that thing that they are calling ventilation. Forget it first when you are bringing this animal newly. When they have adapted, they will sleep outside. They will sleep outside that pen when they have adapted to the new environment. But in the process of bringing them, they have not adapted. They are still used to the dry and hot region. You're bringing them to the cold region now, cold and wet region. Their warm load will increase. Their temperature also need to be assisted. Are you seeing it? And so that's one of the things that kills the animals that they bring from north. They will bring them and put them in the same pen condition with the southern animals, and those southern animals are used to that cold environment the northern animals are not used to. Before you know it, cold is killing them. So if you get these things right, you get it right, your animals will not die. Those animals will not die. We have a lot of the animals are called the Maradi breed. We have a lot of Maradi breed. We call it Hausa goat. We call it Sokoto red. You call it Zaria brown. You call it Sahel. Sahel is a different type from these ones. Are you seeing it? But they are all from the north. They are all from the north. Give them proper shelter. Give them proper quarantine. Don't quarantine two goats together. Don't let two goats on quarantine drink water together. If you have 100 goats on quarantine, separate all of them, not until after vaccination. Not until after vaccination. And then after you have quarantined them, you have to vaccinate them. I think I said that in one of the videos. You quarantine them for a process of time. If that quarantine is complete, you must vaccinate them. If you don't vaccinate them, any vaccinated animal does not have a guarantee. There's no guarantee it will survive. It can just be surviving and be living today. The day sickness will attack. Before you will know sickness have attacked, you have lost some animals. It's when 2, 3, 4, 5 have died that you know something is happening. When one is just isolating itself, you know where it will get better, it will get better. The animal will die. One animal is more expensive than the vaccine itself. So if you don't want your northern animals to die when you bring them to the south, follow the process. And then when you finally bring them, the day they complete vaccinate, the day you vaccinate them in the morning, early morning. Vaccination is done early morning. Before 7, 8 o'clock, vaccinate them. That same day, by 2 p.m., get a spraying machine, get an acaricide, deal with their external parasites. A lot of people have animals that they have not even sprayed them for since they have them for years now. They've not dealt with their external parasite. Are you seeing it? Get acaricides, spray those animals, and the spraying of those animals is every week. Sometimes you can even spray them 2 times a week. Those external parasites used to trouble them. It used to trouble them. It used to hinder their growth. It used to affect their nutrition. Are you seeing it? All these are under management. From time to time, or not even from time to time, tie mineral leak, a mineral block, put it there, let them leak. Get oral vitamins. There are oral vitamins, multivitamins you can be adding to your goat drinking water that will be supplying the nutrition they are not getting from their feed. Multivitamin is oral, it's not injectable. You just be putting it in their water every day. That multivitamin will help to balance the nutrition that they require every day. Because some of them, the feed that they are eating, their system need to be re-regulated. They are not used to that feed. The new feed you're bringing them to, they are not used to it. So as you bring them in, you must help them to adapt. Give them salt lick, give them mineral lick, either you call it salt lick or you call it mineral lick. Give them, and then put mineral block there. There's something I wanted to say, that there is a difference between salt lick and mineral block, but I think I'm going to do that in another video. There is a very big difference between salt lick and mineral block, but most people are thinking salt lick and mineral block are the same. I will do that in another video. So get your workers to feed your goat on time. Your goat should eat. All those new goats on quarantine, if they don't eat, the antibiotics will be burning out their tissues. They will burning out their tissues. So feed them early in the morning. And then a secret I discovered recently, if you are having goats on quarantine, make sure you are giving them medicine at the same hour every day, because most of those drugs are for 5 days, 3 to 5 days. If it's every 7 o'clock in the morning you're giving them those drugs for those 3 days, make sure that 7 o'clock is when you're giving them. I've discovered that it does help. It does help. If it's every 8 o'clock, make sure every 8 o'clock you administer it for that 5 days every 8 o'clock. If you miss one day, it's okay, but if you can follow the regulation of making sure you give them every 8 o'clock, you will get better results from it. And then don't quarantine 2 goats together. 2 goats you bring from a different place, even though they are coming from the same place. As they get to your farm, if it's 100 goats you're quarantine, separate them, let them drink water separately, let them eat food separately. Just tie them in one spot. You don't have to have a big room. Tie them in one spot. Make sure the rope does not allow it to reach where the other one's food is. Tie the other one there to make sure the rope does not allow it to reach where the other one's food is. If you have a fence compound, you can even quarantine your goats inside your fence compound. Just tie them somewhere. As far as rain is not going to fall in the night, just tie them in one corner of the fence, tie another one in another corner of the fence. Just tie them like that and give them food and water separately. It does help, because if you're killing the virus in one particular one, focus on that one and kill it, instead of that one passing the virus to this one and then this one hold it for some time. You kill this one, the other one pass it around. Have you seen it? So that's why it's good to just separate them and keep them separately on their own. So officially, I want to say goats from the north will survive they are surviving in the south. Get their shelter right, get the stocking right, get the transportation right, get their medication right, their quarantine, their medication, get it right, get also their feeding right. If you get all these things right, your animals will not die. They will not die. This is Animal Paradise. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our page on Facebook, and also join our Animal Farmers Association. Bye-bye.